Hello, my witchlets. This evening's meal takes a long time, so I went ahead and pre-roasted this, and I will explain everything to you here in just a moment. This is boneless beef rib that has been rolled. So the recipe calls for boned rolled rib. That's what this is. This is 2 pounds of rib meat that is then rolled and tied with twine. To be honest, the only part of that would have been interesting was me fighting with the twine, because then once it gets rolled, you slather it with your cooking fat of choice. I chose butter, and then you stick it in a 375-degree oven for 40 minutes, and that's it. So now what happens is this has come out of the oven. It's been sitting for a little bit just so that I could prepare everything else. We put all of these ingredients into this bowl or dish, and then put it back in the oven. We cover it and put it back in the oven. So hopefully my dish is big enough. So we're going to start with 2 medium onions chopped. Then we have 1.25 cups of red wine, 2 tablespoons of chopped parsley, a teaspoon of sea salt, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves, 2 teaspoons of red wine vinegar, 2 tablespoons of currants, a teaspoon of whole black peppercorns, and 3 to 4 juniper berries. So we just kind of fill this in around our lovely rib meat. If you're wondering where to get ribs, like what I have here, the boneless ribs, I got these from our local butcher, South Shores Meats, which is on 25th and Western here in San Pedro. It's a Croatian butcher shop, and I love them so much there. They're very helpful, very friendly, and they don't laugh at me when I bring them recipes and say, "Do you have this?" and just hand them a card. All right, so that is our onions. I'm going to add the wine here. And this is just it's called a soft red blend by Ménage à Trois Winery. This is an actual medieval recipe, in case you were wondering. And normally they would have probably spit roasted this rather than putting it in an oven, obviously. And if I could have my cameraman get me the tin foil, since I don't really have a lid that will go over this, we'll go ahead and rip off some tin foil. And my oven is set to 325 degrees Fahrenheit, and this will go in for approximately 45 minutes until it is cooked through. Once I get this into the oven, we'll come right back and I will show you how to prepare the side dish that we're doing this evening, which is parsnips with lemon and tarragon, roasted parsnips with lemon and tarragon. So we'll be back in just a couple of moments. And we are back. So we're going to do the roasted parsnips with lemon and tarragon, and we had a peeler incident. in that we no longer have a peeler. So I had to have my cameraman peel these, and because the way my hands work, I had to have him cut most of them. So we left out some here so that I could show you what to do. So you want to peel your parsnips, and then you're going to cut them in 2-inch lengths and make them about half an inch thick. So we're going to cut these into slices here, just like that. That's a little thin. There we go. And this last one. There we go. So then we're going to put these into salted water in a 1-quart pot, sauce pan thing. I don't know what they're called. It goes into a pot, you put it on the stove in salted water, bring it to a boil, and cook these for about 5 to 8 minutes so that they are tender but not completely cooked. Drain it, and then we'll come back and show you what to do at that point. Okay, we're back. Our parsnips are done boiling, and we've got most of the 2 lemons juiced into here. I'm having difficulty with my hands, so I had my cameraman do it. But you just squeeze the lemon into your parsnips and then hand it off to somebody else to take care of. Once you do that, then you add a 1/4 cup of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of fresh chopped tarragon, and then salt and pepper to taste. I like pepper. Okay, and then you're going to toss this all together to coat all of the parsnips in here. And then we're going to put these onto our prepared baking sheet, and by prepared baking sheet, I mean a baking sheet that is covered with either parchment paper or tin foil. Your oven should be at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and you'll stick these into your oven for approximately 15 minutes until they are cooked through and slightly brown. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, we are back, and it's time to take our parsnips out of the oven. All right. They didn't brown up as much as I had hoped, but they did brown up a little bit. So these look really good. I'll go ahead and put those down. Turn off my oven so I don't forget. And the beef had already come out and rested for a bit, so that's what we have with that. It looks really, really good. So we'll go ahead and plate this and slice it up and everything, and then we will be back to show you the final results and do our wrap-up. All right, here we are. We have everything plated. Little red wine to drink, but this is what the, let me move some of the onions out of the way, what the meat looks like. It's cooked perfectly, and then the parsnips and everything. I really wish that there was a way for you to smell what this smells like, because it smells amazing. So thank you for tuning in and watching today. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. If you didn't like what you saw, leave me a comment, tell me what went wrong, and go ahead and hit the dislike button. I'm cool with that. But do hit the subscribe button so that you can be notified when new videos come out every week. I do 2 a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and you don't want to miss them. Hit me up on Patreon /KWOS, and we'll see you on the flip side.